Oh man, put the wrong thing up there. I'm gonna have to change it when we finish. But it says Trump versus the world, but really it was supposed to say Epstein, ICE, and what was the other one? Inflation
Epstein, ICE, and budget cuts. You know
and
what I
budget
mean?
cuts. So
Yeah.
Donald Trump has now officially completed 46% of his Project 2025 agenda, which ironically, today that we're recording this podcast, the creator of, I believe, the foundation that created Project
Yeah. Yeah.
2025 and the founder, he died.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rest in piss. You fucking clown.
you damn bozo.
Fucking weirdo.
But Trump is 46% through his Project 2025 plans. He has increased the budget deficit by 5 trillion. They have slashed 17 million people off of Medicaid that should be dropped by 2028. They are still proliferating arms to that country, which we cannot speak about because they're committing a genocide. And if you say that they're committing a genocide, somehow you're a hateful bigot, whatever.
Yeah. They've also made major cuts to the Department of Education. They got lit for time out.
PBS lost $1.5 billion in funding from federal government. Bro, they cut $105 million, I think, from PBS Kids. What did the PBS Kids do to the?
Can we listen? Let's just cut, because I want to get to the non-dreamer of the week. So let's just get through this. This shit is bullshit. It is bullshit. We're gonna get through this. Everybody out there that's a leader of the people that serve in the community is trying to figure this out. Keep going, because the people need us now more than ever. Let's get to the non-dreamer of the week, because I gotta say this, and I'm so surprised so many people ain't said this. Are you ready for who the non-dreamer of the week is? I can't hear you.
Say who? AOC? Fake OC?
No, bro. The non-dreamer of the week is Linda fucking McMahon. Because what the fuck made you qualified to be over the Department of Education, you fucking imbecile? Okay?
That's what made her qualified.
Listen,
let's just be honest about the American political landscape. 90% of the people that are in those jobs are not qualified to be in those jobs.
No, but hear me out. No, listen.
The 10% are the people like you that really care, that's impassioned about people, government, and the uplifting of us going forward. The rest of them, they don't know what they doing.
But listen, the only reason I gotta fight that is because that would then devalue how far we've fallen and how dumb these current motherfuckers are. So, like, I agree with you, but now it is outlandish, bro. Linda McMahon, they are asking her basic economic and infrastructure questions about the Department of Education and about the education infrastructure, and she has no idea, bro. I'm not talking about your intent. We're talking about intellect. We're not talking about qualifications. We're talking about, like, did you eat, like you're not in finance. You maybe could chat GPT some shit. But, like, no, you just choose to be stupid because you was married to Vince McMahon and that made you qualified. You're the non-dreamer of the week. Okay, Linda McMahon? That's it. And you know what? I'm not even going to trip, because the lesson of the week is to not be the non-dreamer of the week like Linda McMahon. And you know what the affirmation of the week is? It's Linda McMahon, you suck. And everybody knows it. So you know what? Non-dreamer of the week, Linda McMahon. Lesson of the week, don't be like Linda McMahon. And affirmation of the week, Linda McMahon, you suck. Okay? That's it. I'm standing on that.
I respect that. I've noticed since we've been doing this podcast, you've been a little more outspoken on your social medias politically. You need to stop before they don't let you run for Congress.
Well, no, it's not about. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm just messing with you because I've always been messing with you, telling you that you're gonna run for Congress.
You have, bro. But I want to tell you this, man. The only thing that I'm really focused on is some things, like, have to be said, and also, there's a luxury, a benefit, and there's also a detriment in being quiet. And what I won't allow, what I've done in my life, I won't allow my purpose to become a prison. And there's a lot of people that's leading their community. There's a lot of business leaders. There's a lot of leaders in general that are miserable as shit right now. And I'm not. I'm lucky. I am so fucking lucky, bro, to be like a leader and to be able to help change lives, bro, that I do not take this shit for granted. So that's why, like, it ain't even about like being political. Cause like I'm not. It's just like some shit, bro. Like everybody's talking about doom and gloom with the budget cuts for Medicaid, but it's like also people need hope, bro. People need hope. People, don't get me wrong. Like I don't want people to roll over and die. Is it hard right now? Absolutely, but we got to stand on this shit because all the leaders that are leading right now, they did not have to live through the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and all the physical violence that we had to go through. And that shit get a little difficult. And now they fucking talking about woe is me when they still ain't missed a fucking check while they have to let people go. So it's like, nah, bro. Like, I'm not on that. How dare I get up and complain knowing that I'm lucky enough to like still call my own fucking shot? So it's like, nah, bro. Except for you, Linda McMahon. I don't know when I'm gonna get off this motherfucking soapbox, Linda. But you know what? As long as I got air in my lungs, Linda, it's on site with your ass.
That's hilarious. No shout out to Linda or Vince McMahon. But yeah, I just think overall what we seeing, it's funny. Like my mother asked me my opinion on politics the other day, and I gave her such a very long and exquisite answer. She asked me if I was in a cult. I'm like, no, I'm not in a cult. I just read and pay attention to what's actually going on and who are the actual power players in this world. You want to know what I realized? Never mind. That was conspiracy theory. But I realized the other day that this famous family that we've always known has been in charge of the money is actually running. Not only did they create, but they're still running that country that we cannot say. Because also, I'll need you to keep your, your
Thank you.
state funding. Because I know they got all these laws now. You got to sign away your loyalty to this other country in order for you to get money from our government. How dare you criticize somewhere across the Atlantic Ocean while living in America? And speaking of that, to hell with ICE. I hope y'all melt, all of
Yep.
y'all. I think it's dumb, it's stupid. And if I'm being honest, as a person that's lived in LA for 14 years, I have never seen so few people outside in the summer. I had my daughter for, pretty much the beginning of the summer from May to July. When I tell you that there is a tangible difference that you can see before he put and had ICE running all around the country, of families that was outside and going to the park every day when I took my daughter to the park versus after ICE was out. Because obviously LA is like a very large Hispanic and Latino population. Um, After ICE kind of went on their whole thing and you had all these, protests and stuff. I'm not even gonna call them riots because I believe every time you see a riot in LA that is orchestrated by someone that is not a part of the cause. Because, and you can ask, Los Angelinos, call it conspiracy theory. I don't care. The day before protests happen in LA, there are always pallets of bricks that are dropped around the near areas in which there are going to be protests. I've seen them myself before. Why is there a pallet of bricks and cinder blocks just in the middle of the street where we're about to have 100,000 people come through and protest? Unless you want unrest, which I believe was the whole point. I honestly, I'm at the point now where I don't trust anything anymore. Like I trust what I see with my own two eyes, but everything that is coming in from whether it be media, politics, or any of that, I need to know who owned the company first before I get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Like even finding out that Facebook was like in large part a government program because they wanted to extract every single information about a person from the time that they were born until the middle of their life so they can better predict their behaviors. I'm like, oh, all right. So most of this is like a lie in a game that we are constructed in to play and fight amongst each other while people keep twisting it like a Rubik's Cube. So I
Mm-hmm.
no longer am like super emotionally like ramped up about all of it. I will say, like, I'm still very pissed about what's going on in Gaza. I've been saying it since October 7th, including to all of my Jewish friends who are now on my side of the fence. Because when it happened on October 7th, they were all, let's go. Literally, I was in a bar with three Jewish dudes, one of my closest friends. They all in the bar. Let's go kill them all, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, where y'all from? Oh, I'm from Algonquin. I'm like, any of y'all from any real urban areas? No. Well, do you know what happens in urban areas when a mass slaughter or a slaughter happens or someone gets killed? What do you mean? There's going to be a retaliation. And then from that retaliation, there's another retaliation, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And I say, okay, cool. 9/11 happened. 3,500 people died, right? Did that justify us going into Iraq and Afghanistan and murdering 1 million civilians? No. And I will never believe that justifies that. But the whole conversation was, well, we got to hit them back. I'm like, well, what's proportional? What's proportional to 1,100, 1,200, 3,000 people dying? And you can't tell me it's 1 million people or 300,000 or 100,000 or 30 or 40 or whatever. But these things are cyclical and they just create more and more death, and death begets more death. And that's essentially the world that we live in now underneath Donald Trump, where it's going to continue to be an eye for an eye, and everybody else is just going, and everybody's just going to keep walking around blind. So like, I look at what he's doing. I don't feel no empathy or no sympathy for anybody that is currently singing the praises of what he's doing, because I don't care what anyone says. If you are not listening to the World Economic Forum and going and reading those visual public information and slideshows and press conferences and stuff that they have available on the internet for you to watch, you don't know what's going on in the world, because all of the people with all of the money, the Davos community, the World Economic Forum, they all get together in plain sight and talk about what they are going to do. Right. All the way down to this new central digital banking currency system that they're sneakily passing through, even though Trump is like, I didn't vote for that. That's a lie. It's a bunch of provisions in there with this new stable coin crap that they're doing, where your $1 in your bank account is going to be equivalent to $1 of digital currency. Well, what happens when your currency has already been overinflated by over 1,000% at this point? Guess what we do? We get rid of the dollars, and now you just got this digital dollar that we can turn off. Hey, speaking of that country that we can't mention, anytime anybody criticizes them, you know what happens? Bank account gone. So what you think is going to happen in the future? So all of this stuff is a cascading thing, sliding down a hill like a giant pile of shit. And the reality of it is if you aren't paying attention to what the elites in the world are saying and what they are doing when they go to these meetings, you are being misinformed. I do not believe that the destruction of America is happening by happenstance or by accident. It's very clearly, to me, being orchestrated for a very, whatever reason it is. I believe it's nefarious, but you can't make me believe that what we're witnessing on a mass scale within 6 months is not something that has been planned out for 6+ years. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's my opinion on this whole Trump thing and all of it. It's like, it's just more in line to what, and even for you, if you don't know this, go look up Agenda 2030 from the World Economic Forum, and you'll see year by year, every time they say something gonna happen, something happens. And that's not conspiratorial either. They literally have a website and a YouTube channel. Go watch it.
So with that being said, go
donate to Dion Chicago Dream.
And Linda McMahon is on site.
Yes, sir.
Outro, bro. Cute outro.